beautiful Bang Sand Beach and the home of the Thailand Super Series Bang Sand Street Circuit. This is basically the Thailand version of the Monaco Grand Prix. It is a small beachside town an hour south of Bangkok that has been completely shut down and turned into a race circuit. With the race cars from Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, and even Isuzu diesel trucks, this is one of my favorite car events, not just in Thailand, but on planet Earth. It has a vibe like no other motorsports event I have ever been to, and today I'm gonna show you why I love it so much. So this behind me, this massive row of tents is the paddock where all the race cars are. But I wanna show you something right over here. See, we have a situation here at the Bang Sand Grand Prix this year where some people thought it was a great idea to repave Bang Sand. But when you put a brand new surface down on a racetrack and it becomes slick, bumpy, and then the walls are inches from the track surface with zero room for error, you have a bunch of this. Ferraris, Lambos, GTRs, all completely crashed and totaled over the past couple days. One of the reasons I love the Thailand Super Series is they have very unique classes when it comes to motorsports. These guys, this is Ford of Thailand, and they compete in, I think it's called the Super Truck Series, and it's all 4-cylinder turbo diesel trucks that are turned into race cars, or race trucks. When's the last time you've seen a new modern Ford Ranger pickup truck ripping through a circuit track? This is one of those events, it's like one of those styles of motorsports that you will only see in the country of Thailand. And like I said, these things are factory supported by Ford of Thailand, but they're far from your standard Ford Ranger that you would buy in the US. I mean, this front air dam area, you notice all of this is carbon. The fenders are much wider, front and rear. And then they have, look at all this. This is all carbon, rear carbon wing. I mean, look at the rear diffuser. I mean, these things have real aero on them. New CB Media apparel alert, and this is hands down my new favorite product that we have in the 2023 apparel line. Not only is the design super awesome with the traditional Thai racing style, it is extremely breathable, lightweight, comfortable for these summer months. And if you do not have one of these dry fit style shirts in your wardrobe, I'm telling you, get one now. Get the CB Media dry fit Thai racing style shirt using the link in the video description. They're in stock and ready to ship now. So this Ferrari was one of them. Yesterday, this one actually got wrecked on the track. And overnight, they pretty much rebuilt the front end of this Ferrari to get it back in the race today. Like I said, there's been a lot of carnage this weekend so far. What is that noise? I knew I heard an American V8. There's a class here that are all basically like tube chassis cars that run LS engines, but they look like Mustangs, Camaros, Challengers, but it's a tube chassis race car. The Toyota of Thailand booth, they run both these Toyota Supras, the new Mark V Toyota Supras, and these, I think these are RC 500s, but they run the UZ engine. Of course, you're gonna have a bunch of Porsche GT3s because Porsches are like standard hardware in any race event on planet Earth, but this is definitely something I did not expect to see here. This Aston Martin full-blown race car is pretty wild. Look at the engine bay of this. That is something that's definitely interesting. I've never seen this car before. I don't even think it's actually from Thailand. It was probably imported in for this event, but regardless, this thing is sick. Yeah, it's just always cool to see unique race cars, and one race car, at least for circuit racing, that is extremely unique. This, a Toyota Supra, a Mark IV Toyota Supra, full-blown race car. This is racing in, I think they call it, I'm terrible at these classes. I think they call it the GT4 class. I can't remember what it is, but there's a bunch of very cool JDM cars that race in this series. It's below the supercar class, like in lap times, but in my heart, it's above. These are a Mark IV Supra, I'm sorry, it's way cooler than any GT3. So you'll notice the end plates here. For those that don't know, that is the Filipino flag. I've been told that this car used to be a full drift race car, and a couple Filipino guys came to Thailand, purchased it as a drift car, and then completely converted it into a circuit race car. Very cool. The Be Quick Racing team, and it's a crew of full carbon body GT3 Audi R8s. And these guys always place podium, but they have struggled this week. They've been through 2 front ends on these R8s. And FYI, one of the front ends on these R8s, $60,000 US. And they've been through 2. I told you there's been a lot of carnage this weekend so far. Uh-oh, look at that. Look at the GTR. Yeah, this is pretty much happening non-stop this weekend here at the Bang Sand Street Circuit. So many front-end disasters. It's just one of those things. When you resurface a racing surface, I know this is a road, not an actual track, but it makes it slick until rubber gets built up onto the surface. And Bang Sand is notoriously bumpy. So when you have a track, again, track that is bumpy, but it's also slick, and the room for error is non-existent because the walls are literally an inch from the racing surface, this is what happens. They also run the what they call the eco class here, where cars have to be below 1.5 liters. And for that, they run the Honda Brio. You guys don't have a Honda Brio in the US. They're basically the baby brother to the Honda Fit or the Honda Jazz. Yes, Honda makes a car that's actually smaller than the Honda Fit. And these things are basically like, I would call it a front wheel drive Miata. If you want to get into like track days and wheel to wheel racing here in the country of Thailand, and you want to do it on a budget, the Brio is the car to do it with. But going from budget to baller, super baller, Gallardo, Huracan, and one of my personal favorites is the NSX. Yes, there is a full-blown legit Honda NSX race car here. How sweet is this thing? Okay, this is pretty interesting. This is a Mitsubishi pickup truck. I think they're called a Triton here. And I don't know if we got those in the US or not, because who the hell buys Mitsubishis in the US? And a lot of people, like my friends back home, are like, how does that company still exist? Don't they just sell like TVs? Here in Thailand and around Southeast Asia, Mitsubishi is actually still like a popular brand of car that people buy. And this is a trio of Mitsubishi race trucks. That's a thing. I know it's hard to believe. As we're getting toward the end of the paddock on this side, there's a bunch of other eco cars. A lot of these are the Honda CRZ. Yeah, Honda CRZ. And then you have a Honda Brio as well. But on the other side of the paddock over here is where all the vendors and the street cars are on display. As you can tell, Toyota is a major sponsor and just general part of motorsports here in Thailand. This is an entire row of the new Hiluxes. And this is Toyota's booth. They have a lot of really crazy custom ones. Like, check this out. This thing right here is pretty crazy. So what this is, it's a Hilux, and you'll notice the railing in the bed of the truck. This is something that is very, very Thai. So here in Thailand, they don't have a lot of big rig trucks that transport things around the country. Most of like the produce and like even chickens are transported around the country in personal trucks like this. And they put these massive racks on the bed of the truck simply so they can hold more cargo. And this is a Toyota Hilux wide body work truck. This white one next to it is pretty sweet as well. This is like almost like, I guess it's like a pro touring style. But yeah, they have tons and tons of vendors here that sell everything from carbon hoods, wheel companies. Oh, what is going on over here?
บูธของกิจการของ Toyota ครับว่ามีอะไรกันบ้างเดี๋ยวเราจะไปแต่ละจุดกันเลยครับเชิญเลยค่ะจุดแรกเป็น
Turbo, 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 and turbo. 5 turbos on a 4-cylinder Toyota pickup truck. Absolutely insane. Totally ridiculous. Mostly useless, but still kind of cool in its own way. Oh, and guys, I want to remind you, make sure to subscribe to my brand new second YouTube channel called CB1 Take for completely raw, unedited content of just general life in Thailand as a motorsports enthusiast. Follow the link in the video description for the brand new CB1 Take channel. But it's officially time for some diesel truck racing. This is one form of motorsports that you will definitely not see anywhere else on planet Earth except for Thailand. Okay, this is about to get really interesting. This is a multi-class race which has many different types of cars, from the TA2 tube chassis LS V8 powered race cars to street cars that have been converted to race cars like the Toyota Supra, and of course the supercar class, all going on track together at the same time. This is going to be extremely interesting because all 3 classes are very competitive with very fast cars and very talented drivers from all around the world. Those drivers will need every bit of talent to keep the car safe and fast around this very challenging street circuit. And yeah, speaking of talent, it's nice to see the beautiful Thai grid girls out in full force at this event still. The combination of the grid girls and the race cars lined up on the beach makes this such an epic sight to see. This is one of those Thai car events that if you're into motorsports, you just got to put the Bang San street circuit on your Thailand bucket list. Party time, baby! Let's go! This is such a freaking cool event. The best place to sit if you come here, guys, these stands right here on the front row, before it takes the left that goes to the paddock, they rip down this road and just bang those downshifts, and it is just so incredibly nasty. These things are crazy! Yeah, right there, those stands right there on this front straight, if you come to the Bang Sand Street Circuit, that is where you want to sit, kick your feet up, have a cold beer, and just listen to the epic downshifts of these cars. They rip through here, and not joking, like 150 miles per hour, and just bang those downshifts. And it is so sick! You hear that Lexus and that UZ V8? It's a Japanese motor, but it sounds so V8. And another one. Yeah, all the surface is brand new. It's all brand new surface. And yeah, bumpy track, slick surface, walls inches from the racetrack. It's a recipe for disaster.